Alright, bro amigos, we're back with another FEC Friday. This one's probably going to be a little bit shorter than they usually are just because I was on a business trip for 9 days in Pennsylvania. And no, unfortunately, I did not get to go to Altoona or see the Horseshoe Curve. I wish I could have gone to see it, but I was actually on the other side of the state. And because it's a work trip, my time was spoken for. I didn't have any really free time to go drive to the other side of the state to see that. So maybe on a return trip I'll do that. But anyways, as soon as I got back, I tried to hit up my local spots to get some footage. Didn't really get as much traffic or photography as I would have liked, but it is what it is. Sometimes the schedules change. I know FEC is doing some maintenance right now. I think they've been replacing some of their concrete ties. I did see a high rail truck at this location one of the afternoons. I did actually had a couple of trains surprise me, and there's a couple of shots in here where I had to do it on the hand just because I didn't have time to set up, just because I was not expecting a train when it came. Also, I threw some CSX in here because when I was heading home from work one night, when I was over in Barberville, I just happened to be crossing the A line. The CSX train was coming, so got a couple shots of that going through Barberville and Seville. I don't know how you pronounce it, but if any of you do know how to pronounce it, let me know. So there's a couple of those in here, a couple night shots. In this shot, this is obviously, if you watch any of my other videos, this is one of my go-to spots. There's actually a couple of industries right here. You can't really see them, and they're hard to get to. You have Waste Management here on the left side, further down, just past where the locomotive is, and then I think there's also another rock plant. I don't know if it's Titan or not. I think Titan actually has a couple of industrial leads along this line, and I found some more, so I'm going to try to do some more hunting and see if I can catch some action on some of these local spots in future videos. But some of these I can't really access without trespassing, and I'm not going to trespass. So until I can afford a drone, I probably just won't be able to get footage of it just yet, just because it's hard to reach. But anyways, this location is a morning shot with the northbound. I don't know if it's 204 or not. It does have the Tropicana juice, so if you want some orange juice, it's coming. So I believe it's 204. One of the guys has been letting me know. But anyways, brought my daughter for this morning shot, and well, she didn't really like how loud the train was. So as you saw, I was trying to teach her how to wave at the engineer, but she didn't like the horn blast, and she ended up putting her face into my shoulder. So maybe next time I'll bring some headphones for her, but still trying to get her interested into the train watching hobby, and hopefully when I have time and money, the model railroading hobby as well. So when I returned to this spot later that day to catch the afternoon southbound, I was unpleasantly surprised with a dark signal instead of a green signal. And so as I was sitting there trying to figure out what I was going to do next, I saw this high rail truck come rolling up on the siding. So I'm guessing maybe the afternoon train either got delayed or got rescheduled so that they can do their maintenance away window here. Because when I drove south to Bunnell, they were unloading fresh concrete tiles out of the gondolas that were parked on the siding there. So I'm guessing that that's why there was no afternoon train. So I packed up and decided to come back out the next morning, and I decided to try this spot here on the south side of Bunnell as the tracks curve into town. And I do think that this shot turned out better than I was expecting it to be. Alright, so I know this is an FEC Friday video, but I'm going to sprinkle some CSX in here. So this was the CSX A line that goes through Barberville, Florida. This was not a planned rail fanning adventure. This is a impromptu, holy shit, there's a train coming thing. So as I was coming home late one night from work, I was crossing these tracks and I saw a headlight coming. So I immediately turned into this gas station and decided to pop out the tripod that I had and see what was coming. So because it had that GP40 and the train link consists, I decided to chase this train up to the one-horse town of Seville, or I don't know how you pronounce it. Anyways, this nice quiet town with a blinking light and like one gas station, which is actually nice and peaceful. But anyways, I chased up here to get my final shot before heading home. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way I was hoping to because of the darkness. But it's still better than nothing. Alright, so that's all I got for the CSX A line for this video. I do actually plan on trying to return and capture some of these scenes during the day, but we'll go ahead and go back to the FEC, and I actually will start off with a night shot in Bunnell. Alright, bro amigos, for the last and final shot of this video, we're going to return back to the Otis Stoner Road shot, and this was another impromptu shot, but it was a nice catch because of the GP40 leading a local rock train south.